Welcome, welcome, welcome. Winners
Hey!
Wednesday. Mr. Felix, how are you, bro?
Ça peut pas aller mieux, bro. On est
I feel like I have
à
so much energy today. Woo!
une journée avant d'aller à l'hôpital. On s'en va pour la provocation de ma femme. And she's gonna give birth probably later on today, later on tomorrow, or the day after, but probably on Friday. So
That's tough, bro. That's tough. Must be so excited.
yeah, I have the chest pumping a little. It's always some special moments. Obviously, là, oui, ça va être quelque chose. So yeah, I guess it's a perfect day to talk about winning, getting the W's in, guys. And we're here for this. We're here for another chapter of our 10x book. We're reading the 10x rule, guys. If you guys didn't know, amazing book. This was one of my classic. And today's chapter was about the shortage. There is no shortage of success. I love that chapter. I love that chapter, bro. Like that was so mind and light. It enlightened my whole mind completely. That chapter when I read it the first time, because the way you view success is really just as important as how you approach and how you do it. Like how you're on the field. If you approach success as something that might happen and you're just like if all the times, like of course it might happen, but if you really take it as a must do approach, it changes everything. I don't know for you, Jordan.
For sure, man. And like we tend to think that because that person achieved something, that person achieved some success, that person, had a break, that it somehow limits us from achieving it. That somehow, because that person bought that piece of real estate or, landed that job, whatever it is, that there's somehow less available for us.
Yeah, your neighbor
why
buys a new car, and now you feel like you need to buy a new car. You're like,
I think it's a bit of a FOMO effect. It's a little bit of a FOMO effect. It's like it's like you feel like you're missing out, and you feel like, oh, everybody's gonna grab that before me, and if I wait too long, there's not gonna be anything less for me. You start getting anxious, start thinking about all these things.
It's almost as if you think like your ability to succeed or your achievements prevent my ability to achieve, even if it's not in the same field. So you're seeing someone down the street buying a Porsche or buying a Mercedes, and you automatically feel like, you feel something. And what do you feel really? We're gonna talk about this today.
It's that same feel. I feel like it's that same feeling that we get when we open up social media and we see people traveling the world, doing nice things, as if their life is all perfect. It's somehow the same kind of feeling, like when you see your neighbor. But it depends, though. If it's somebody that you know and respect, you would be happy for them, right? You would be happy that they got
Would
that
you
car.
do? Would you do? Would you really?
It depends. Like if I see you pulling up with a new whip, if I see you're one of my best friends, you're like family to me, and I see you pulling up with a nice car, well, I'm gonna be super happy for you.
Sometimes siblings.
1 ounce.
You could have siblings that are not happy for you. That I've heard stories.
You attract it, though. You attract it. You should be happy because it's gonna come back to you. If you have that resentment, that hate, you're just sending those vibes to the universe. You're sending that energy to the universe.
You know what, Jordan? I feel like it's also something about, and I forgot to start my Instagram. Maybe do that now. I feel it's also something that's imprinted in our brain. Like at some point, we all played bingo, we all played Monopoly. There's only one winner, and it's like that concept of winning and competing in the sphere of competition, competing. When you're talking about competing, it's almost as if we're programmed to think that there's only going to be one winner. And as soon as you feel like you win or you're the winner on your sphere, and you see another winner coming in, you feel like you've lost. You feel like you're on the losing side.
As
And
if life is some board game, like where
yeah,
there's only one winner.
exactly. People are living their life like it's a board game. It's weird. Like it's not a lottery. It's not a
It is
bingo.
weird.
Life and business, it does not allow. It's amazing because it's not allowing only one winner. It is created. It's not something that you find in nature. Okay, like you find gold, you find copper, you find silver in nature, diamonds. You win, of course, but
in some way,
possess.
when
You could
somebody
create it.
wins, doesn't somebody have to lose? When somebody wins in the stock market, for example, somebody's also losing. Does the same apply in
But really,
in any industry you're
is
in?
it really
Because
true
think
though?
about it, because it's a transfer of wealth. When you accumulate some wealth, it's not being created out of the blue. You're getting it from some place. It's like it's transferring to you from some other place.
But you're basically saying Warren Buffett's strategies is preventing me from having a strategy that's winning.
No, absolutely not.
So there you go.
Absolutely not.
So the stock market is also it's a big winning and losing game. Like if you look at it in a broader perspective, Warren Buffett's strategy could also be imitated. You could win from Warren Buffett's wins. You could literally imitate. I feel like people are not listening to winners enough to know that their strategies could totally be imitated at home. You could totally do this. You create success for yourself. You're not like that's the thing, George. That's the thing. You're not stealing someone else's success. Yeah, okay,
No,
you
it's
could
not
see
what I'm
it that
saying.
way.
You're not stealing it. You're not stealing it, but it's not like money is being printed in thin air.
It is.
You know, it kind
It
of
is
is, but it's
printed.
like it kind of is in that sense. Yeah, but then that decreases the value. But what I'm saying is like when you get a bunch of money, somebody else had to lose it. Think
But
about it.
why no, but
Because you're
okay. If you have something, the idea
honestly,
is
Phil, I'm getting too deep. I'm just
no,
getting
no,
a
no,
bit
no,
too
no,
deep.
no, no, no,
I want to
no, no,
stick
no,
to
no,
the
no.
principles.
It is
I want
the
to stick
point.
to the
It is the
principles because
point,
I
George.
don't want to
It
dwell
is
on
the
that.
point.
I don't.
George. It is the
But
point.
I don't want to
It is
dwell
the
on
whole
that too
point.
much.
No,
I don't want to dwell on that too much. I
it's
want to
not
just dwell on
dwelling.
the fact
It's
that I
pretty
can do what I can
interesting.
do.
I want to say something about it because it's pretty interesting. Me signing a contract today with a client could be two things. This client had a service from someone, or this client is a brand new client. Like he wasn't cleaning his window before, and now he's cleaning them. So it's like new activation, right?
Okay.
If the client had someone before, could be a bunch of reasons why he's switching. And I had thoughts about that for like I have a lot of empathy for people. Like I'm the type of guy that would feel bad for another entrepreneur that's losing its contract. And sometimes when you go deeper, you talk to
Really,
the
you
clients.
would feel bad,
I would feel definitely bad because really what I'm trying to do here by
but
building this business.
you would still take the business though. You would still
I,
take the business. I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't feel bad. I would say in my head like it's a lesson learned for that entrepreneur. They need
it's
to
a
learn how to
concept.
stay on
It's
top
a
of.
concept. It's a concept.
They
Listen,
need to
I
learn how
feel
to stay
I
on top
always
of the
have
game.
a thought for smaller entrepreneur, locals that are building their business for 20 years, and then for something clients are switching. But you know what? Clients are never switching just like that. Clients that are loyal and have principles, they're never just switching just like that. And if they do, these are red flags that you need to ask yourself, do I really want this client? If you have principles, if you like you said, you would never say no to that business. Well, I would actually
It
ask myself
depends.
questions. Why are you switching?
It depends
Why
if
are
they
you
just
switching?
switch. If they just switch, oh, why? You're half the price.
It's rare.
You'll be thinking like,
It's rare. I'm
you'd
half
be
the price.
thinking like,
If they say I'm half the
I'm gonna
price, I'm
take this.
thinking to myself,
I'm
why am
gonna.
I half the price?
Okay, but look, it's not going to be a long-term client. But I guess you just have to ask yourself: do you still want the client, even though the client could leave in a month from now? Do I still want it? Is it worth it? I guess these are questions you would ask yourself. But just before earlier today, we had somebody who called. It was a random person that called
Oh, wait.
and said, "Oh yeah, I need a cleaning done by this Friday. I need the
It was a
cleaning done by
reference.
this Friday
Oh,
at this location. Can you give me a quote? But I need it done on Friday if I accept." Well, and I explained to the customer that I can't just like give you a quote without seeing the place. If you want it done, the cleaning in 2 days, we organize it. But so we spoke about it, and we're like, nah, that sounds a bit shady. It sounds a bit like. So we don't want it. I don't know what happened. We'll talk about it after. I don't know when Kev called.
we actually did the quote. Actually,
Oh, you did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
But
because
anyways,
we
just
figured
to
out
say-
by calling the person, we qualified, we filtered, we asked the right questions, and
right
we ended
questions,
up
yeah.
doing the quote. And she ended up not taking it because it was a little too expensive. But again, what am I trying? Like, let's talk for 2 seconds about that. When I'm doing quotes and stuff like that, what am I trying to do? Yes, I'm trying to close a client. I'm trying to get the sale, but also I'm trying to get known. So when I send the quote, it's never like some people might stop there and be like, should I send it? The only reason why I would not send it if I think it's not a scam, but like someone who's trying to get a price just to get my my price and figure out my business and spot, like not spy on us, but like just not work on their pricing strategy and just trying to get a rent. I don't like working for these people. I don't work for nothing, so we qualify clients to make sure that we're not working for nothing. And we ask the right question. Have you been referenced? Yes. That's why we don't do we don't promote residential. We don't do advertisement for residential. We only advertise for commercial because we qualify our clients, and as soon as we know that our information is out there, it's a W. It's a win. It's a new lead. It's a new person that we have their email, their information, their address. They know us. We know them. If they need some service later on, they might call us. So I won. And I hear a lot of entrepreneurs are like, yeah, should I really invest? Is it worth it? Because and they start calculating without having anything started. Like they have no phone number. By the way, a phone number and a system and a CRM, your first month costs nothing because you have 30-day trial on everything, right? T'es d'accord avec moi, George? Anything you get from day one to start your marketing or your telemarketing department, whatever, you hire one guy from your team, and it costs you nothing system-wise on the first day. So you could definitely try it to see what works without asking you all those kinds of questions. Hey, penses-tu que ça marcherait? Try it. Just try it. You try now, you get some W's, you start getting people in, but the number of sales are not the W's you should look at. It's the number of people you actually contacted. Contact is contract. The more the more contacted people you have, and the more emails and numbers and people that you actually engaged with in a given month will translate sooner or later in contracts later on, even if they didn't buy. So some people will calculate the wrong things about the amount of W's that they really had. You don't actually calculate your, like, you don't evaluate your if your campaign was successful by just evaluating the amount of sales. So I don't know if you like les variables sont pas les bonnes. Les gens calculent pas avec les bonnes variables. They're not calculating with the right variables to calculate their success. Was that successful? Yes or no? People don't calculate with the right variables.
I see what you mean. Some people just use you're talking about the metrics. You're saying the metrics.
Exactly.
So the metrics that you're saying is, yes, the more contacts. We look at how many outbounds are we doing? How many people are we reaching out to? That's one metrics. And then, of course, you could get more into it. Okay, but how long is the call duration and all those things? Are we just getting a bunch of voicemails and stuff like this? But wait, I think we're getting a little bit off topic. I wanted to just, I don't know if you wanted to add something else to that.
But I was just like, some people like need to see more W's where, like, if you have the right, like, my point was, if you have a system where your metrics are shown, if you have a better way to organize. I know we're off topic, but it helps to have the, like, I just wanted to go off topic. Parenthèse. If you have the right system, the right approach to gather data, and you have the right metrics, you're gonna see more W's where most of the time you would have seen, je fais ça pour rien. I'm doing this for nothing. Like, I'm not really winning anything by
Yeah,
doing
I understand. I understand. You know what? It's not off topic actually. You could think about it like that. You're kind of having an abundance style mindset and not a scarcity mindset. So it's not really off topic, bro. Honestly,
You need to
It
start
actually-
small. The point is starting with, like, you need to start with W's, bro. Like, you need to start with wins. Like sometimes, in meetings and scrum meetings in the morning, people are not getting lost, but like getting like, on en est où dans les ventes? And people always want to know, like, how many sales.
How many
Sales
sales,
are
yeah.
the end. But there's
Mhm.
other W's that we need to talk about. There's other metrics that helps and will convert into sales later on, that are very important. We need to keep track of them. These W's. If you don't see them as W's, you're gonna lose track of
it's
them.
simple math though, but it's simple math. Like, it is a numbers game. I don't care what. Like, it is a numbers game. The more people you call, the more sales you're gonna have.
It trickles down.
It's
to
just simple math. It's just simple. Like, you hustle, you call. Yes, you could be better at making your phone calls. You could be a better, you could be more charming. You could be better, and you'll get more. Granted, but the person who's always grinding a lot more and doing a lot more calls, it's going to equal to a lot more sales.
The reason we're talking
100%
about,
of the times.
I just remember why, because I was reading my notes. I just remember why we were talking about this. We were talking about this because people are looking at other people's success as a benchmark.
Mhm.
People don't have benchmarks. They don't have real benchmarks for themselves in their life. My benchmarks are my systems. I built system, and I literally every morning I open my Zoho, and I see where we're at in the sales and the calls and the whatever you want. And I see for the past 2 years, the months, I see W's everywhere. Hey, we're upgrading. We're growing. Guys, we're growing. Keep going. Let's go. You see, but sales it's different. Like, sales translate also into work and these other processes. There's W's in these other processes. If you only see sales, like, it's depressing,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
just depressing. You just
True.
can't go, like, by sales, just that metric, and be like, we need sales. Sales are important.
True.
Of course, you need to translate, you need to convert.
But I like how you frame it as a win, because it is a win. You're looking at June 2024. We
Mhm.
contacted 1,000 people. June 2023, we contacted 500 people. We called. I'm just giving example numbers. I don't even know if these are the numbers, but of course that's a win. Of
2022,
course.
actually, these months, at the beginning, we were contacting in given months, but you were not there. When we started, it was only one employee. And it was my mom, actually, and she was calling about 80 to 90 people a month at the beginning. Okay, and I was not really looking at what she was doing because I was so focused on the everyday basics of the company. I didn't really look. She was just contacting. She was just making contacts, and she was making lists. Everything I hate, making lists for hours and, like, creating Excel sheet. Everything I hate. Everything I don't like. And as soon as we started, being more consequent and more like, okay, we need a better pitch. We need to really pitch these guys, not just inform them about our business. Then we started getting really real data. Now we're contacting, I don't know how much people, I don't know how many calls, but we're creating 500 new leads per month with only one person. Cold calling.
That's crazy. That's crazy good.
Nothing else. No
And that's
other
not
leads
including
to
all
it.
the capturing the emails, capturing all the information, and obviously keeping it secure.
Keeping it secure. Yeah. Of course,
And,
avec la nouvelle loi, I think it's the loi 25. Okay, let's not really get off topic here with the loi 25. But yeah, If you have something and if you have something and I cannot is a myth. It is a myth. Because if you have something, that means I also can have something. You are a proof of the possibilities. You are a proof of concept.
Or if you could have some, I could also take some from you. In
Well,
reality,
yeah, we could work together.
in reality,
I could
that's what it is.
subcontract from you. Yeah, of course.
In reality, that's what it is. In reality, that's what it is. If you could have it, so can I. So can I. Why not? Why do we have this subconscious thing as humans? We have this subconscious like thought.
Because
But for
politics and media,
guys like
you
us,
and
I
me
feel like
knows.
it motivates us. It motivates us to push harder and to grind harder. It doesn't put me down in the sense where it's like, I can never get it. I give up. I feel like we don't have that in us. We have the mindset. We've always had that mindset since we were selling Ed Hardy hats and DVDs, and we always saw the world as our oyster.
I just feel like sometimes, politicians, that's what they do, they're always like in the,
Crisis.
I will take better care of you than the other guy. I will make life easier for you. I'll lower the taxes. This other guy will, it's always like, and the media, they're like, yeah, this guy would be better because, and this other guy would be better because.
Oh, bro. When I see people defend, oh my God, when I see people defending politicians and it's
just like it's a game of like only one person can do something. What if all concepts were good? What if this concept is actually good and this other concept might be good, and they could all go together? And like I feel like it's an idiotic thing to just think that like
it's all ego.
One person has it.
It's all run by ego, no? At the end of the day, wouldn't you say it's all run by ego?
Well, it's run by power. It's games of power.
Exactly.
Like they want your attention, right? So they're gonna tell you that they will bring you to the promised land. You need to understand something. It creates some sense of scarcity in your mind because you start thinking that you cannot bring that paradise land to yourself by yourself. You think that this guy or this other guy will bring it.
Is the key.
If you lose your election, you start thinking, oh shit, I lost. My life for the next 4 years will be miserable. That's the thing that drives me insane about people.
Yeah, but that's the victim mindset. We spoke about that. That's a victim mentality. It's, I can't achieve X because of Y.
But people need to stop listening to the media, bro. Like they perpetuate
100%,
that mindset
100%.
in your head, bro. Non-stop.
I just feel like we live in like a matrix, like a society where we're always in a constant state of crisis, and that there's always a problem. And like you said, this person is the answer to fix the problem.
To fix the problems.
And we need to be more accountable for that. We need to be more accountable and take charge for ourselves. And make it our responsibility and our duty and our responsibility, regardless of what happens outside, regardless of who's in charge, who's making the rules, the politician, whatever. At the end of the day, it all comes down to
some politicians. Sometimes I hear them talk, on social media or whatever, and I hear them talk about subjects that I might be in. Like we go in the same. Je suis en accord avec ce qu'ils disent. Je suis d'accord avec ça. But sometimes the scarcity mindset and the way they pronounce their you need to. It's made like I just hate it.
Can we agree? It's by design. Can we agree? It's by design.
It is by design. That's why
it has to be, and it's not because like I don't think that they're evil to the point that they just want us to be like that. I just think that it's impossible for everybody to. It's impossible for everybody to. Let's be honest. To have it. The world needs to have workers. The world needs employees. Not everybody could be and could have that lifestyle.
But so how miserable, like you could live your life in a very different fashion, in a very different manner, if only you start living your life consciously of these forces, these external forces that are there to push you through different directions and be stressed. Hey, watch out! This other guy, François Legault, and they create these stresses. And I don't have that. I don't watch that. And I go in my family gathering sometimes, and I see like I don't want to like, my uncles.
And you get into arguments over Thanksgiving dinner. You lose family
Man.
members.
That's why it's so hard to talk
It's
about
division.
politics.
Division.
The division it creates, it's so hard to sit down and just talk about politics because these guys, they highlight the scarcity of the world. Everything that sucks about the world, they just highlight it.
And it's all
and you're there
surrounded
talking
by
about that.
And ego is at the center of it. Ego is at the center of all that, because if you take ego out of the equation, and because ego gives you that desire to be the best and to, and so politicians also have that same like ego in them, that they want the power, they want them to be the savior.
Yeah, but I feel like with
imagine they didn't have that
just une
ego.
question
And
d'ego.
imagine the politicians 100% were on board with making the world a better place, and they all came together and they all worked together. How can we make it better? It's never gonna happen. Jamais. Jamais. Like, never gonna happen.
Their chance of getting you to believe in them is close to nothing if they really talk about the problems of the world and like how they're gonna fix it. And their chance of getting you to vote for them is close to 100% if they start talking about how they will get you the things that you want and need. And if you support them, they will get it for you. They will get it to you. And it's never something that's c'est jamais un discours rassembleur. C'est jamais pour rassembler les gens puis dire we're gonna do it together. It's always I will do it.
Yeah, it's always divide.
I will do it.
Divide and conquer. They're vulnerable if they unite us. They are vulnerable. Veux pas. It's all by design. It's all by design, Phil. It has to be. There's really, really smart people up there that envision every single like possibility. And like, I don't know. I don't want to get too conspiracy. You know what? I'm not going to get too conspiracy, but I really believe that it's all by design. They make us believe that there's not enough for everybody, and this scarcity mindset. And you know what? Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. I don't want to adopt this mindset. I don't want to install that software in my brain. I want to have the software of abundance. There is enough for me. Because how boring is going to bed at night thinking like, there's not enough for me. How boring is that?
It's depressing. It's just depressing, straight up depressing. And you know what?
Like, even if I don't achieve
there is some fun. Like you and me, George, like we're the perfect example of like, okay, there's scarcity of money, scarcity of like, but when talking about politics, you and me, we're just not on the same wing. We're not like we're not talking about like you like a certain one, I like another one, but your ideas make their ways inside of my brain, and I actually love it because I actually learn shits. I actually learn things from your views, your ideas. We have absolutely amazing discussions, debates. We talk for hours. We could talk for hours because of the fact that we're not camped on our position and just we think that our positions are the best ones.
We're open to change. We're open to change our opinions when presented with facts.
You might have some solution with your ideas that are on the other wing, on the other side of the room. They might go somewhere in my head and help me. That's some winning, like that's the winner's mindset. What's right? What's wrong? Nothing. Why does someone has to be right and why does someone has to be wrong? Why can't everyone just be right in their ways? We're all right. We're all right. When I say that, I really mean it. I really mean that sometimes we talk, we debate, and don't you think sometimes we debate for long enough, Jordan, and we're like, man, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. We were talking for all that time. We're actually on the same page, bro. Don't you feel that when you have that friend where you could just help in a healthy manner debate long enough, you feel, hey, you have another opinion, I have another opinion, but in some kind of manner we bridge. How? Because nobody's wrong, bro. We all want the same thing. We all want a better life. We all want better solutions. We all want to fix problems. Like, we all want the same. We all want a better life. If you don't want a better life, you're weird, bro.
We just probably have different methods of getting there. And that's
That's
probably
it.
where we clash on the different methods. But at
Exactement.
the end of the day, you just need to find common ground with people. We all want the same thing. And if we just took ego out of the equation, we all have it. We all have ego. On a tout ça. We all have it.
Big players in the game do not think like that. Big players have all the friends. They talk to all the people across all boards. Like, they talk to Republicans, Democrats. They don't have like a team of just like, yeah, me, I'm just red. We're the red business, and we only talk to red people.
That's what it is. I find it weird. I find we live in a simulation. I find everything is fabricated, bro. It just feels like it is, man. The other day I was at, I think I told you guys this, when I was at the fair and I just saw people eating ice cream. I had like a deja vu. I just felt like I was in a world controlled by people. It just feels like it is, you know. And also, I wanted to share something actually. Over here in Germany, c'est en plein, the hamster wheel, the hamster effect is in full swing here.
Why?
Let me ask you something. How much does it cost when you have a kid to send them to daycare? How much does it cost you monthly?
Well, virtually nothing, because the government pays for it.
They pay for mostly everything.
You pay like we pay like something like around $1,000 a month, and then they give it back to you.
They give it back to you, all of it,
while you're filing your taxes. Yeah, all that stuff.
Wow. Okay. So no, because I just learned over here. I was at a dinner at my girlfriend's here in Germany, and no, I was asking them these questions. Like, when you have a kid here in Germany, costs a shit ton of money. It costs a lot of money to send your kid to daycare here. The government doesn't send it back to you.
Okay.
When you have a kid here, it costs you 1,000 euros per month to send your kid
to daycare.
But
these are not cheap daycares. They're actually very nice daycare, though.
And they don't have public, I guess, here. I think it's all private. So imagine having 3 kids. If you have 3 kids, okay, imagine just going to work. You're just going to work to pay off your daycare. Imagine the hamster wheel, the matrix. You're just stuck. You're stuck. So one of the parents has to stay home. I mean, it only makes sense for one of the parents to stay home and take care of the kids from home. Why would they work just to pay off the daycare when they could just stay home and watch the kids at home and not have to pay that 3?
Man, that's super interesting kids. What you're saying right now.
3,000 euros. You have 3 kids? 3,000 euros.
So you're basically saying that here it's like the paradise to start a business.
It's paradise. Yeah. With that, in that sense, it's good.
T'entends ça, mon Johnny? T'entends ça, mon Johnny?
I heard that.
Le paradis, les gens qui chiolent ici, là, je sais
les gens qui chiolent,
yes, sur LinkedIn, les gens, j'entends tous les jours dire qu'au Québec, c'est difficile de partir une business. They were talking about that in the newspapers. 40% more failure, like everything bankruptcies. There's 40% more bankruptcies at this time of the year than last year. And people are...
everything balances out, though.
I think it's a good thing.
Here, look, the salaries here are slightly higher than the minimum wage are slightly higher here than in Canada. And the food is a lot cheaper here. So it kind of balances out at the end of the day, right? When you look at it. But it's just to tell the people who always complain about where you're living, it's not all bad.
The balance is out that we talk about most of the time when you and me are talking about the Eurozone, and we talk about that. That subject comes back a lot, you know, like cost of living, and you and me are having these discussions because you're in the Eurozone and you travel. And you tell me about the cost of living. It's always interesting to see the differences and all that. But I feel that it always balances out. What is not balancing out is your budget, because you never, as you and me, people, whatever, on dirait, just naturally being, as if you don't change your mindset in some way, your budget is never balancing. It's never straightforward. Like you just go to work, you come back, and your thing balances. Like, it's not, you never have an overhead. you need to really think for yourself.
You need to think for yourself. You need to think for yourself. And I'll just give you a quick solution to the problem here. Where if let's say a couple has a couple kids, the mom stays at home, watches the kids for a few years from home. Because what's the point of working? You're going to be working, earning $2K a month, and then you're paying $3K because if you have 2 kids, $2K, 3 kids, $3K euros. Instead of doing that, the husband or the wife, 2024, goes out to work. The other partner stays home, and you start a mini business with your wife or something. You start a business, a home-based business, an online store,
Pinterest.
whatever. And the mom stays home, watches the kids, saves that 2-3 grand a month.
Wow.
And meanwhile,
that's 5K, by the way. That's 5K, by the way.
Do a mini side business. Boom. Instead of me complaining, it's so expensive, I can't do it. Think of solutions. Think of stuff like that.
The couple you were talking about, that they did that? That's what they did? The couple of friends,
they both work. No.
Okay.
In their case,
but you guys were talking about that, actually.
I guess, yeah, but I guess if you're a couple that's earning a nice living, then maybe it's worth just going to work. And imagine you're both earning $5,000 a month and you have 2 kids. Well, it's probably worth just
it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Like scarcity mindset. Let's talk about it. Like I was in my marketing. I'm starting a marketing campaign right now. This is the lowest point of the year. If you're talking about the cleaning business and all that stuff, we're in the lowest point of the year. It's the toughest like time, and cash flow is low. Let's be real. My goal is to build my marketing department, new hires, like new stuff. More time allowed to that.
Yo, Nico Page, you're gonna come on the podcast with us or what?
I'm trying to build my advertisement department with nothing. I have no cash flow. I have no money. I'm building it from the ground up. I have no money. How am I gonna do it? And people, they stop right there. They have an idea. They're like, "Ouais, mais j'ai pas d'argent." I hear that all the time, George. That's like I want to talk about that, George, parce que c'est vraiment important. Les gens vont commencer quelque chose.
We're at 37 minutes. You sure you want to open up a can of worms? On est à 37 minutes. On veut-tu prendre un autre 5 minutes pour parler de ça?
Real quick. On va faire le tour. Parce que c'est vraiment, c'est la...
Shout out to Nico Page. Quick.
What's up, Nico?
And on va voir Nico Page sur le podcast bientôt. Ça, c'est clair.
Real. Mais il y a... No, mais bro, I just don't want to lose my train of thought, and it's 38 minutes, so I want to go fast.
Shout out to Brandon Mancini, fast. Okay, continue. Gotta shout out the real ones who are joining.
You don't have money, right? Because I feel it's a situation of a bunch of people right now. You don't have money. You want to start something, and you're looking at agencies. You're like, oh man, c'est tellement cher. 20K, bro. I don't have a 20K. Should I get a loan? Should I get it? Don't get a loan. Okay, don't get the loan. Look at your expenses. Sit down with your wife. See what you could do. See where you could save. Sell a truck. Sell stuff. Get rid of S. Okay, please get rid of shit. Please do it. Get rid of something. That's what I'm doing. And I'm sitting down with the department, with the accounting department. We're gonna check what we're gonna cut off. We're gonna cut off some stuff. I cut off some logiciels. I was not getting the most of them. We changed phone system, stuff that I didn't want to do, and actually nobody wanted to do. Changing phone system, it's always a trouble. But I'm saving, so I'm saving that much a month. I'm saving that other much a month. So now I have an ad department. I have what I want. What do I want right now? We talked about clutter yesterday, you and me, George. Yesterday was about clutter. Today is about fixing, like, what's clutter? Because it's costing you. All these subscriptions that your business took. If you're not reading the Gazette and your business is taking the Gazette, get rid of the Gazette. Get rid of everything. Get rid of the subscriptions. Keep that money, because it's probably, I'm pretty sure you could save $1,000 right now. Any given business could save $1,000 right now with clutter. Mm-hmm. That $1,000 is going straight to advertisement, and we're saving a couple salaries right now with that advertisement.
Wow.
We're saving a couple salaries, 100%. So the goal before we finish this week of podcasting and talking, I want people coming back and telling me, Felix, you're right. I was able to save that much in my company. I was able to fix some clutter, get rid of some subscriptions, some random subscriptions. We were taking some logiciels we were not using. You know, those softwares, there's rando softwares you guys took as a trial and didn't switch the
You're
credit
making me
card,
want to
didn't
open up my
cancel.
phone right now. Oh my
Please
God. You're
do it,
making me
guys.
want to go check right now.
Please
I
do
swear to God,
what you could do to save money and put it straight into advertisement. So we build you a marketing, a self, you know, like, and you don't have to call that agency and ask them for another, okay, peux-tu le faire pour moi? Could you do it for me? No, we're going to do it internally. With the Strategy Vault podcast, we're going to show you guys how to build internally your own marketing department. We're going to build them from scratch. You're going to get someone from your team, no new hire, someone from your team to learn the principles and do it from home. They're going to do ads for you. They're going to build funnels for you. They're going to take care of the social campaigns for you internally. Not hiring, not hiring me. We're going to show you guys. If you stick with us, we're going to show you guys how to do that. But please stop thinking scarcity. I don't have the money. You have the money. You pay for the Gazette. You don't read it. I do it. That's why I talk about it. I'm getting the Gazette. I'm just throwing it in the recyclage every morning.
Like, kind of give me a bit of anxiety there. I'm not gonna lie, and I feel like just taking my phone out, and I have so many useless subscriptions that I need to cancel. I need to get around to it.
Let's go.
I need to get around with the GTD method. I need to.
You have
Steve Geffen in the house. How are you, Steve? Thanks for coming in, bro. Appreciate you.
C'est not boy.
Yeah, boy.
Can they hear that soundtrack?
Pas pire, hein?
I love that.
C'est ça, je le gardais pour Steve. Juste quand Steve allait arriver, j'allais le yeah boy, il allait starter.
On va-tu avoir un segment avec Steve Geff sur le podcast bientôt?
Mais là, on commence à être booké, mon chum. Là, on a vendredi, on a un invité. Next Friday will be probably Nico Page, and we could schedule something with our friend Steve Geff on the Friday right after.
I would love to have Steve Geff. Come on, it would be so jokes. It would be so jokes, man. It would be fucking nice to shoot the shit with Steve, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, I feel like I could chat to you all day, bro.
Man. Let's just shift all together the myth that shortages exist. They're only in your mind. So nobody's against you, bro. Nobody's going to make you lose anything. You could only gain for yourself what you want. Look at us.
Even if it wasn't the case, why would you want that mindset? Why would you want to have that mindset?
Because it's comfortable. Because it's comfortable. It's just comfortable. It's more comfortable.
It's not.
Yes, George.
How is it comfortable?
George, come on. Like let's talk about us on the podcast. There's so many successful business podcasts out there. How many successful business podcasts?
I like that. I like that you said that. And we
could be just like, oh man, no, bro. Like we're just starting. Like who's gonna listen to us? Well, actually, people. There is people that are listening to us. They like what we say.
I still see our podcast as like not there yet. We think about it. It's only
what's
one
there.
Month or something.
What's
We're
there?
Only like 1 month.
We don't know what there is. What is there? What is there? Who said there? Like our podcast is not there yet. We don't even know what's there yet.
There is okay. Change it. Help like spreading good, positive information to people and helping people.
There's 8 billion people on the planet.
If I get one person who listened today who just understood the concept of like scarcity doesn't exist, and they leave with like, why would I want to think that way? Why would I want to download that in my brain? Why? Ugh. It sucks. It's depressing. You go to bed at night like
Let's set a target for ourselves for this podcast today, because we're talking about targets all kinds. The target for this podcast, I would say, there's 8 billion people on the planet. If we reach 1 billion, isn't that an achievement? I would say that. So when you say there yet, we're talking 1 billion people. knowing us, just knowing our name, bro. That would be something. I would feel like we're there. Before that, it's just a venture, man. It's just like, yo, let's wake up, do something for ourselves, for our health, for our kids. For hey, this is staying there, by the way. This is not going anywhere. You know? I started something in January. I was running. I did that for 28 days, 21 days. I was running every day. And at the end, I got hurt and I had to stop. And I was thinking about deleting all the videos because I was like, bro, I started running for 21 days and then I stopped. Like, people are going to look at it and be like, what
Hey,
the hell is
Maro.
that? But actually, no, bro. My kids are going to see that I tried something. It's just going to stay there, stick there. They're going to ask me about that story. I'm going to tell them the story. I started something. I got hurt. I stopped, started something else instead. But it's still there. The stories are still there, bro. We're still like, we don't, who cares? Start. Do it. Try. Those are words, big, powerful words that people are scared of. Try it. Trial. Sign in. Just sign in. It's free. You don't need a credit card. Subscribe
and just do
to
it
this
and,
channel.
and do it every single day.
You know?
Start and just do it every single fucking day. And it's
So yeah,
crazy
bro. We need to
what
go
you
back.
do
We
over
extended
a
ourselves a
year.
little bit. But this was again.
Yeah, let's just end this off like this. Guys, I know there's some of you watching. I'm gonna play the banner over here. If you guys could show some love, go to our YouTube, subscribe, and our Facebook page. I love you guys. Thank you very much. And tomorrow's Sales Thursday. Hey, Fel, tomorrow was Sales Thursday. We talk about sales. I had a bold idea. I don't know if you're down. Let me know if you're down, okay?
Go ahead.
We'll talk about some closing tactics and some opening tactics, and I'll do them live. I'm not gonna show. Hold on. I'm not gonna show. Why not? I'm not gonna show. I'm not gonna make you guys listen to what the other person's saying just for confidentiality reasons. Mm-hmm. But I'll take my phone and I'll just dial numbers, and you'll hear me talking.
Rich,
you won't hear the person talking. And
Rich.
we'll go over a closing tactic, or we'll go over an opening tactic, and I'll actually do it in front of you live to show you how easy it is to get clients. How about that?
Je suis 100% down. Honnêtement, c'est une great idea, bro. Why not? Let's go. Why not coconut? All right.
Why not coconut? All right, guys.
Let's go.
Take care.
See you tomorrow on the other side.
Ciao.